Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett. I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on YouTube. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and your pharaoh of physical media, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I'm coming at you with Let's Get Physical Media, Order 66, or Episode 66. We're going to kill the Jedi today, and it wouldn't be a show without your favorite German, my favorite German, everyone's favorite German, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland, Mr. Dieter Bastian. Dieter, how are you, sir?
I'm feeling great, Rob, and I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here. Here I am, rock you like Hurricane. And welcome to the B&B Motel, not only for physical media, but for our double birthday bash. And I say, happy birthday to you, my friend. I will cover up the alcohol free, so I look badass, you know.
Wait, is that a Jewish star on that beer?
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look at that. Look at my German friend representing for the peeps, for the chosen folks. Wow, you're drinking alcohol. How can you be a German? First of all, how can you be a German and drink alcohol-free beer? What is that about?
What is that about, Rob?
Wait a minute.
I have to be concentrated doing the show, you know?
Hang on a second. You know what? I'm going to alleviate that because it is, in fact...
you drink for the both of us.
It is, in fact, my birthday, so I'm going to pop off a nice Allagash white for the folks at home because, you know what? It's one thing, I mean, already, it's one thing to promote you as my favorite German, but it's really more difficult.
And then I stab you in the back.
Yeah, how am I supposed to get behind you? Not in that way, but get behind you.
That's why I cover it up, Rob.
I wouldn't even, like, if I was German, I don't think I would ever admit, especially on a public forum such as this one, that I drink alcohol-free beer. I mean, isn't there a German constitution somewhere that says that you can't do that? Like, come on.
There probably is, but I don't know about it.
What's your new prime minister? Now that Angela Merkel's gone, who's your new prime minister?
Schultz.
Of course it's Schultz. You know, I'm going to call him. I'm going to call his office and be like, bruh, I know this German in Saarbrücken, Deutschland, who drinks on my show, drinks alcohol-free beer.
Why do you have your birthday?
With a Jewish star, with the Star of David on it. Listen, this is
a homebrew from my county.
A homebrew? Your county actually homebrews alcohol-free booze.
But other booze too.
You know what? It's 11 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. It is, in fact, my birthday. I'm going to drink.
Okay. Happy birthday to you, my friend.
Thank you. Would you please drink some alcoholic beer next time? Come on. Isn't that like bad luck?
Okay.
It's bad luck.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. So we were gone for 2 weeks. And of course, if I have Robert here, I always like to talk with him about the entertainment industry a little bit, what we have seen. And of course, I have to go back 2 weeks to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I totally... Multiverse of Madness. I enjoyed it, Rob, because considering the MCU, we always ask ourselves, is the director really important? Can the director make a stamp on the movie? And I was really surprised to find out Sam Raimi's stamp was on the movie. That for me was a nice plus as a Sam Raimi fan.
Very much a Sam Raimi film, and I enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah. And I only can attest to the 3D, Rob. The 3D was great. I know you were with bad Canadian kid. No, we only go into the 2D. But the 3D was great. The 3D was great.
And my boy Dave Hargrove, I couldn't go last week. He had tickets to go see it in 3D IMAX at the Chinese.
Oh, nice.
And I I had to work. I had to make a correction to a video, and I did that, but I didn't get to go see it. I was very upset.
Yeah. And even before our show started, Rob, you reminded me, you called me this morning, that we already had a super chat before the show even started.
We did.
And the super chat, as far as I remember, do we have the super chat? It was considering Doctor Strange and the multiverse.
I have to look.
In the multiverse.
Hang on.
The first one.
I think I missed a lot of super chats last night, but I'm going to go back and cover them.
It was about the 3D.
Yeah, I got to go back. Hang on. I'm going to find it.
Because I said
by the way,
in the chat that if we get lucky, perhaps in Japan they will release a 3D Blu-ray again. Perhaps. But I don't think in other countries, if we will get a 3D Blu-ray release of Doctor Strange 2.
I hope we do. But, I hope we do. Let's say I'm looking for... Oh, here we go. I believe it was from Carl Wolf. Yeah. And he said, Sam Raimi said Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was shot for 3D. Do you think a 3D home release is in the works? Well, Carl, as far as I know, even though I've seen it pop up, I mean, you and I, Dieter, we've collected... I think I have all the Marvel 3D releases, but I don't have Black Widow and Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And they haven't put out Spider-Man in No Way Home. But I keep seeing it popping up on social media.
Yeah. Bill Hunt informed us an Australian release of the 3D version of Spider-Man will be available. I don't know if it's just in Australia or if it will make the rounds. I have no idea about it.
Yeah,
and of course we don't know if it would come with open aspect ratios, which would be great. Probably not.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. But I thought Doctor Strange was kind of a minor MCU movie, but I really enjoyed it. I told people it was like a big summer annual. So
and for me, Rob, I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't watched any of the big trailers or marketing, so I didn't know I didn't have any expectation who would show up or didn't make any assumptions about it. So I was really going in blind. And I have to say, Rob, John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, I'm not sure about it anymore.
Ooh.
It was a little bit too little sample size, what John Campbell said, to give a final verdict, but I'm not sure if he is the right fit for the role. But it was just too small to actually be top or flop, but it didn't sit right with me. John Krasinski as mystery. But we will see. We'll see about it. And, of course, with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness came the Avatar Way of the Water trailer.
Yeah.
And Rob, for me, I was
underwhelmed.
No, totally not, Rob.
Oh,
totally
good.
not. Totally not. I was blown away what I saw in 3D.
Now, you saw it in 3D. You probably shot in high frame rate, too. They probably showed it in 3D.
No, I don't think it was high frame rate, because it was just added before Doctor Strange, so I don't think they would switch the frame rate just for...
I don't think they had to switch the frame rate in, because I think it was the way it was... I think it's 48 frames.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I think, and I have to tell you, I'm glad you felt that way, because I was blown away, like the underwater stuff, totally. The 3D separation. I mean, again, Avatar is the best 3D movie ever made, by a wide margin. And this looks like... Considering,
Rob, we have to wait this long for the sequel. It actually, perhaps it's a benefit, considering the technique. You know, if you would have gotten a sequel, say 2-3 years later than the first, it probably didn't look that much different. But now, 13 years as a gap. And could you tell me, Rob, I'm a really bit surprised they will release Avatar again in theaters, but with remastered picture and sound. What will they remaster?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they went back and they redid, because back then they probably finished it in 2K.
Okay.
And then maybe they've up-resed it or they've recomposited things in 4K and maybe remixed the
I
sound.
don't know if they won't up-res the details, perhaps.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was
considering
I watched a great video. A guy did a great analysis of the Avatar 2 trailer and showed, compared and contrasted how much better the detail actually is.
So I was surprised to read about remastering. I thought, remastering Avatar? Okay.
Yeah, that's what John Landau, the producer, Cameron's longtime producer, came to CinemaCon and said that's what they were doing, that they were remastering it. And they're re-releasing it in theaters in September. So
and the trailer, Rob, really got me hyped that I went back and watched the first one, Rob, which I haven't done in a long
Now, did you
time.
watch it in 3D or did you watch
Of
the
course, Rob.
extended
I'm just-
director's cut?
I'm just going through my Avatar collection. This was actually the first 3D Blu-ray that came out that came with the television. I don't know about Europe if it was the same for you.
No.
This was exclusively for the Panasonic TV. You couldn't buy this disc. You only did get it if you bought the TV or the Blu-ray player.
Yeah, now
And you only could get this. This was not for sale at first.
Yeah, no, I had a Panasonic. I still have it. The Panasonic. I have a 65-inch 3D capable plasma, which I love. And then I've got it's great. And then I've got now I've got the LG 65-inch LG OLED Dolby Vision screen here in the Robservatory. So by the way, that was something else I wanted to discuss today. So I've put in a brand new here in the Robservatory. I now have, it's basically a thunderously loud home theater system. So I got a set of clipped speakers, Dolby Atmos, and then the 65-inch LG screen. But I needed to upgrade to a Dolby Vision player. I needed a player, because let's see, where did I put it? This Sony player. This is my Sony player. It works. This is my multi-region Sony player. And it's fine, but it's built like it's a piece of plastic. It feels like it's going to fall apart. So, and that is a 4K player. But what I needed was I was going in to look for, as it just fell. That's not good. I hope I didn't just destroy my player. I was looking for a Dolby Vision player. And, I went on to Amazon and was shopping around. There aren't a lot of them. I wanted to get like a really like $1,000 high-end player. And they do have those, but then I realized I don't have $1,000 because we just moved. So, I was looking for a player. So I ended up, I got this. Sure, set this down. I haven't opened it yet, but, I got this Panasonic player.
Nice.
And, it's got everything I need, Dolby Vision, all that. But, there wasn't a lot of them. And even this Panasonic player, they have a high-end Panasonic player for like $1,000 that I'll probably get at some point. But there just aren't that many players anymore. Okay. A lot of Samsung isn't making players anymore. So it worries me. So now I have 4. I've got my Sony player, this Panasonic player. I've got my PlayStation 5, and I've got the Xbox X. Yeah. So I have four players.
Have you tried any of the game consoles? Considering?
Yeah, I've been using the PlayStation 5 as a primary player. It's pretty good.
Okay. But you haven't checked the Xbox Series X against
I haven't. But now I'm going to hook it up in here, and try it out because the new set I have here has I think 6 HDMI inputs. So that's good. Yeah, and then I'll be able to work everything out. But it's frustrating. I was looking at that. It just scared me. I'm like, should I save up some money and go buy a few high-end players and just put them away for a rainy day? I don't know.
But like you said, the game consoles will keep us afloat a little bit
longer.
And just to go through the Avatar collection, a Steelbook, English one, but this doesn't come with the 3D. And like you mentioned, Rob, the extended edition. And I watched it in 3D, Rob, and I was surprised. The movie still holds up, and I totally forgot, Rob, how good it is. I totally forgot it because it's probably years since I've seen it. The action is great in it. This was the
I
extended
love
edition.
Avatar. I mean, I think honestly, most of the people that complain about Avatar, like, when was the last time you watched it?
Yeah, exactly, Rob. That's what I thought. And this is a little bit of Italian. This has a little bit of a lenticular.
Oh, that's
cover.
cool.
This comes with the 3D and the normal Blu-ray. And it totally, Rob, the 3D totally holds up. Sometimes
Rob, best 3D ever done.
You know too, with some 3D tiles you have ghosting. When the two images doesn't align pretty constantly. But
Yep.
Avatar is just.
Oh no, it's
no problems.
It's bang
no
on.
problems. It's bang on. In the
on.
trailer for me was totally. I'm on board, Rob. I'm on board. Can't wait to see it. That was considering Doctor Strange. What was happening? Should I go quickly into the live chat from last week?
Sure, man. Why not do? Joseph Michaels sends me in a super chat and says, "Happy birthday, Rob."
Happy birthday, Rob.
Emilio Danzig 1979 says, "Happy birthday, Rob," and hi, Dieter. Hitchhiker 42 says, "Happy birthday, Rob." Studio Canal announced recently Red Sonja is out in July, which is great. But Highlander was announced last July and no release date. Well, Hitchhiker 42, that was one of the things that I was going to talk about. Here is Red Sonja. I am not a fan of this movie, so they're putting this out. I guess the artwork is to be decided, but here's Studio Canal putting out Red Sonja. So for those of you who want Red Sonja, hey, it's all yours, buddy. I know you're gonna buy it. Where's Conan, man? Where's Conan the Barbarian in 4K? Come on, bro.
The way more important title.
Yeah, way more important title. I mean, hell, Conan the Destroyer I would rather have over Red Sonja.
Yeah.
Although, even though Bridget Nielsen's a redhead.
This was an odd one to get announced. But okay, here we go.
Yeah. Ron C. sends in a very generous super chat.
Oh.
Ron, that's too kind of you. He says, but you know what that's going to be, Ron? That's going for another Studio Canal 4K set, just so you know. Rob, happy birthday from San Francisco, or SF. As maybe Leonard McCoy Bones would say, damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a party coordinator. Happy birthday. Well, Ron, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you, sir. Yes, but, I got to tell you, Dietz, there's a lot of good stuff coming down the pike.
Yeah.
A lot of good
Definitely.
stuff. So anyway, please.
Our wallets won't get a break, Rob.
No, they won't. And Kino Lorber is
even if he could use one.
Well, yeah, I need to buy more beer because apparently you don't drink alcoholic beer, which I don't even understand, dude. I don't get it. Did you have an alcohol problem earlier in life?
No, not that I know of, Rob.
Okay, so you're now a teetotaler. That's what you've become. So that's fine.
If I get to California, it will not be a problem. But I can't keep up with Europe. So I will be earlier lying there like this.
Well, I'll tell you, man, if you come to when I go to Germany, Elizabeth was in your country for the last 2 weeks.
How did she like Berlin?
She loved Berlin. She thought it was incredible. She loved it.
Awesome.
Loved it. And I
How long was she there? A week, I believe.
She was there for 12 days.
12 days. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
and she had some good weather, she told me.
Yeah. Yeah, she had good weather. It was all good. So that was fantastic for her. A lot of fun.
Awesome.
And I was jealous because I want to go to Berlin, mostly because of Wings of Desire, because I love that movie. But anyway, so tell us what happened in the live chat, you drunkard.
Yeah. Previously on Let's Get Physical Media from 2 weeks, Rob, I should ask you. Dieter asked Rob if he's seen the Corridor Cruise, the Batman trailer with Adam West in it. The corridor scene from the Batman?
Yep.
But they put in Adam West. Have you seen it, Rob?
I have. I thought it was very well done, very clever, lots of fun. I mean, God bless the internet and all these people with their creative energies. But no, it's really well done. Really well done.
Yeah, totally great to come up with the idea of doing that.
Yep. Yep.
Some people like Tim Hens liked my tie from last week. We had a little bit of a trial last week. Then Stubble McShave. Great to see Rob appear on the Dieter show. Come on, Stubble. It's our our boss show.
It's our show.
Connie Sang said, "Oh my God, I love you, Dieter Bastian, but I don't know, considering what the context was. But I have to brought it up, okay?"
The
And
lovely
Stubble,
Connie Sang, I should point out that
Yeah.
Connie Sang did rally out to Vegas and hang with us at
Okay.
CinemaCon.
At CinemaCon, yeah,
Always lovely to see her. She's always a good time.
exactly.
I mean, I don't mean
And-
that in any euphemistic way. She's always a good time, like for real, a good time.
Yeah.
We had lots of
And-
drinks.
I think Stubble McShaves did send this in as a super chat too, considering we had a little bit of a trial last week. German Dieter interrogating Rob of Jewish heritage with a lot of dogs barking in the background, not drawing any conclusions here. And Timan said to Justin Donner, in the words of Q, the trial never ends. Okay.
Unless you're
Victor
watching Star
Fontaine-
Trek Picard, in which case the trial goes on
we
every
get-
single
we get-
week.
We get to that, Rob. Victor Fontaine, as nice as the Moonfall Steelbook looks, I couldn't bring myself to buy it. Tim Hens, Moonfall deserves to be bought. It's so ridiculous, it's actually good. But Victor Fontaine answered, laugh out loud, I just can't.
Come on, you can.
considering-
You can buy. I haven't got mine yet, but I ordered the Moonfall Steelbook. Tell me you bought. Come on, man. Roland Emmerich is your fellow countryman. You have to. You know, one of his early movies is Moon 44.
I will wait when it is a Schnäppchen. Deal.
Okay, and it will be soon.
Probably. As a Schnäppchen. Let me wait for it as a Schnäppchen. Not immediate release, okay?
Is that Jin Urso behind you? Who is that?
Okay, yes, Rob. Jin and a Storm, Death Trooper.
You have Jin Urso? How'd you get that
Yeah.
figure? Did you buy that when it first came out?
Rob, I think this was one of the first Hot Toys I bought. Was
Wow,
the Jin
I didn't.
Erso
I don't
figure.
have any
I-
Rogue
I-
One Hot Toys. It's a huge hole in my collection.
I stumbled. I wasn't even aware of these kind of figures, and I stumbled across some ad on a website.
Sure.
And I thought, man, this looks great. And considering the Jin Erso figure, it comes with a lot of accessories. The figure is really flexible, considering the posing.
Yeah.
If you get some bulky toys, they are tough to pose in some way. But Jin Erso is really great, and you have got a lot of accessories with the deluxe edition. You can show her in very different variation. She comes with the gas mask, the more clothes. So a lot of stuff.
You know what I have that's better? Look what I have. Yes, dude. I love this figure so much that I'll tell you after. Let's just say this is one of 30. There's only 30 of these in the world. This is the most expensive action figure I probably will ever own. And you know what? Worth it. Just saying. Oh, it's totally custom. This is a custom figure. And I mean, this head sculpt is gorgeous. Everything about this, the tailoring on the, as a fanatical Prince, and look at the guitar, dude. This, he fronts, you know me and my 6-scale rock band.
Was this just released, or did you get it?
No, this was actually, I didn't even know that this, I had heard about this. It's made by a company, and they made 30 of them. And I've been trying to get this. There's 30 in the world. So, and one popped up. It was so crazy on my Facebook feed. This dude in England, this guy Owen. I'm like, I have to have this. I wrote him. I said, whatever you need. I have to have this. You have to give it to me. And he did. I mean, not for free, but he did. And he actually was very patient because I couldn't pay for it all at once. I'm like, yeah, we're getting a house, and can I have the most expensive figure that I will ever own in this? But and he was look, he's got a reel-to-reel deck. He's always recording.
Okay.
This
came with the figure.
No, this actually came with this came with John Travolta, Pulp Fiction, and then the great Bob Dylan bought me 6-scale amplifiers, guitar amps. So I'm gonna because now I've got Dieter, I've got Prince, Freddie Mercury, John Lennon, Elvis, David Bowie, Bob Marley, and Jimi Hendrix.
So you're putting together your supergroup.
It's the ultimate supergroup. And, I mean, Freddie Mercury should probably be the front man, but, Prince is going to be front and center. And I got the Magic cases are under construction over there. Everything's it's all in flux, but hey, I know this is not the right show for that, but why not? Let's go back to the live chat. And by the way,
the live chat,
let me have another swig of this fine brew. Let me taste the alcohol.
Okay.
Good alcohol.
Okay. There you go. Movies Maniac 96 asked, "Yo, what the fuck is that cover?" And he was talking probably about the movie I showed for 2 weeks ago, Hellbender. Like the person, half of body on the table, yeah, and he is actually right. I was contemplating even showing the cover, considering it's a little bit of spoilery, But you probably haven't time to watch it on Shudder, Rob.
No, but I think I'm gonna have to get that. I'll have to get that.
The little family movie, who does everything, The directing, the acting, okay. Tim Hens, a commentary is always an essential bonus feature, and you're right, Tim. Movies Maniac 96 came back. I got a PS5 too. Movies Maniac 96. That is a need-to-know basis for all the rest of us, That we don't need to know that you got a PS5.
Yeah, but did you get a PS5 with a disc? With the disc?
Oh, that I don't know.
Because as you all know, like John Campia has a PS5 with a disc player, and I offer almost every show. I'm like, John, I will bring you physical media that you can put into your disc player, and he refuses. Don't understand why.
So the digital would have been fine for him, actually.
Yeah, but, yet, nope.
Ruben Hilbers asked me, but I answered this last week. Have you played Mass Effect? Yes, I have. I have played the first 2 or 3, even the 3. The third one I played was really great series. And perhaps, I don't know, if at some point one will try to make it into a series. But considering the Halo series, Rob, I can't recommend it to you. Ray Ora recommends it to you. I can't, Rob. I really can't.
Well,
only one episode to go. And then Professor M. Oh, I'm hearing Star Trek: Strange New World got good reviews. But I know one guy who isn't with that good reviews that are coming down.
uh-huh. We'll get to that.
Tim Hens, cleaning up doggy puke, not a very glamorous thing to do, considering 2 weeks ago, Gilbert had a little bit of a mishap in your studio,
It's true.
Virtual Vince, is this everything he bought in the last month or week? Virtual Vince, it was actually really a complete month because we didn't did a show for 4 weeks, so it was actually the complete whole of a month, luckily. Tim Hens, people posting spoilers should be burnt at the stake. Totally unnecessary. Victor Fontaine, now we get into Picard, Rob. Picard has gone beyond stupidity and idiocy. And Tim Hens, the old TNG crew are going to wake Jean-Luc Picard up from being in a comatose nightmare, which I remember, Rob, considering one of the old soap operas, Dallas. Could you explain our viewers what they did in Dallas with one season? If you remember, Rob.
In Dallas, when the whole thing was you mean when it was all a dream?
Yeah, a whole season, Rob. A whole season.
Yeah, the whole season was it Bobby Ewing?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Woke up and it was in the shower.
Patrick Duffy,
and it was all a dream.
Insane.
Well, at least it was just a dream instead of the ongoing nightmare.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, honestly, I think that Star Trek Picard season 1 was awful, but season 2 was uniquely awful. They were both awful in different ways.
And I have to ask you, let's just put the story shenanigans aside. In the last episode, what has Picard actually contributed to get Renee to the flight. We had Rios flying the drones. We had Raffi getting Rios the controls over it. We had 7 of 9 cheering Raffi on. Come on, Raffi, you can do it. We need the steering for the drones. And we had Talon doing some body switching. But what did actually Picard contributed to in the last episode to that Renee could fly? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
You have no idea too. Okay.
I don't.
I thought you were more.
See, I don't even understand. I mean, here's the thing. Here's since we're talking, since you brought this up.
Yeah.
Here should be a rule of all time travel stories. Okay, first of all, let's go back and think about time travel as a literary device. Why is time travel something? Why is it attractive? Why is it fun? Because in a time travel story, all of us, every one of us, wishes at some point in our lives we could go back and do something different. All of us. So a time travel, the very basis of a time travel story is to be able to go back. The reason it's attractive is because there's that idea that what would we do if we could go back in time and change something in our own lives? Yeah. Then also, time travel stories are interesting because you get to go to an era where you could never go. So if you're not going to, if it's not a personal issue, you get to go back and see the past or go into the future and see things that you wouldn't normally see. But in the case of with Star Trek, when we've seen time travel stories, they've usually been about one moment in time that changes all of history, like City on the Edge of Forever. Dr. McCoy prevented Edith Keeler from dying, which caused her to become a peacenik and stop America from entering World War II when it did. And Germany won the war. Your country won World War II. So that was one moment in time. Kirk and Spock have to go back in time, figure out what's going on, and stop that from occurring. What is a cheat is when someone like Q, I still don't get this. The Borg have come. They're trying to contact Picard. The Borg Queen comes on board the Enterprise, blows up the Enterprise, and Q, somehow, Picard, they wind up in some fascist past. Because
that's the other question I would like to ask Rob. I still have no idea what caused this future.
I mean, Q did. Q.
Oh, okay.
Because that fascist future didn't exist. There was no in Picard, nothing. There was no causal event other than Q.
Yeah.
So like Q ginned up this whole past. So then he created a timeline with this confederation that actually existed up to this point and put them back there. But that in itself is like a cheat because there's nothing like everything about it Q created. So there was nobody was learning anything. Nobody was, and it was so poorly done. I mean, you think about Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, which was per capita or whatever, the in terms of box office, the most successful Star Trek movie, right? So in that movie, the reason they have to go back in time is because of man being stupid and hunting humpback whales to extinction. So this species, the idea that, wow, there was a species on Earth that we didn't even know was communicating with aliens. We hunted them to extinction. We killed this species because we're stupid. And now they're not here to talk to this probe. So that's interesting. So you got to go back in time and figure out a way. How are we going to get these whales into the future?
It's just a bird of prey.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really interesting proposition. That becomes a fun time travel story, and it also has a message to impart. But the whole idea of Picard going back in time because Q and then, of course, Alison Pill has now been the Borg Queen for 400 years. So during the entirety of Next Generation, while we met the Borg during Q Who and Best of Both Worlds, and of course First Contact, the movie with Alice Krige as the Borg Queen, Alison Pill's been there the whole time, just hanging out, waiting.
Yeah, and especially at the end, they need the help from the whole Starfleet. You can't say, hey, guys, we need your help. We make it look like a hostile takeover at first. So
none of it made. Star Trek Picard Season 2 was maybe the worst written science fiction show in the history of the medium. None of it makes a lick of sense.
And the look of Girardi. Forget it. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It's fine.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
You're hurting my brain. It's fine.
Yeah. Bill Barclay, is the woman from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still in the Species movie? Bill, I have no idea what you are referring to. The woman from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Species movie. You have to look that up. I have no idea. I watched a little bit for the IMDb. No idea. We got a question last week, Rob, but we couldn't just answer from the top of our head. But Kevin Wellburn said Pirates of the Caribbean collection is terrible in 4K. So as far as I know, those discs didn't get much love considering the transfers. The lovely Emma Bannon was here. My brother in New Zealand has just contacted me and said he has a crew gift from the Lord of the Rings he wants to send me. And then she goes on. He also worked on the Avatar sequels, but won't tell me anything about them other than they look incredible. And the teaser was probably the first taste.
By the way, Emma Bannon put up some pretty hot photos. I don't know if they're new or whatever. She's looking pretty good these days.
Okay. Rob, this was the live chat from 2 weeks ago.
Well, good live chat. The people are firing in birthday greetings. Willow Yang, the lovely Willow Yang. Tweet us a button, Willow Yang, who once only appeared fleetingly on this channel. But Willow is like a real job now that she's Dr. Willow Yang, Dr. Yang. She sends in a very generous tip and says, "Happy birthday, Rob. In addition to moving, did you also get a new dog?" We did. We got a new dog. Sebastian, are you here? Maybe Sebastian's outside, or they're all asleep. Sebastian is a purebred poodle, and he'll probably be about 60 pounds. He's 15 weeks old now, I think. He is adorable and really smart.
So the size of Gilbert, actually, or?
Gilbert's 70 pounds, and Tallulah is about 45 pounds, and Sebastian will be somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
And the plan is to breed Sebastian and Tallulah. We always wanted to breed Tallulah, and she is an Irish doodle. She's 50-50. So Sebastian is a purebred poodle, and so we're gonna have puppies and sell them to defer some of the cost of where we live. So there we go. That's the story.
Okay.
So Willa says, in addition to moving, did you get a new dog? Yes. Also, which new piece of physical media or hot toy will this tip count towards? She winks. That's a good question. You know what? There's so many great hot toys coming out. I don't even know what to do. And it's now I'm in a position where I shouldn't spend any money on anything except mortgage payments. But that's impossible. I have to figure out. I have to carve out something. So probably there's I have not been pre-ordering things like I used to, but Scarlet Witch from WandaVision is supposed to come out soon. The new Anakin Skywalker with the Stap just came out, which I want to get from Clone Wars. Probably something like that. Or maybe, when I get to it, the 4K version of Get Carter that just came out. The studio can now put it out. You never know. So there you go, Willow.
He will find a way, Willow. He will
find a way. Roger, I always say grind. Roger sends in a super chat and says, "Happy birthday, Rob. Greetings from Berlin," where Elizabeth just got back from. Late Night Alum says, "Happy birthday, Rob. Conan turns 40. Actually, Conan the Barbarian is 40 years old this month.
Yeah.
Because I believe I saw it. That was my birthday. I want to say Friday the 13th was my birthday movie in May of 1980. But in 82, I think Conan the Barbarian was my birthday movie.
Yeah.
That my parents took me and my friends to see. So it's 40 years. Also, next month, June 4th, is the 40th anniversary of Star Trek II, The Rafacon, and Poltergeist, which open on the same day. E.T. turns 40 in June. Blade Runner turns 40 in June. John Carpenter's The Thing turns 40 in June. Tron turns, I think, 40 in July. And The Road Warrior and Rocky 3 turn 40 at the end of this month.
Unbelievable. 1982.
What a summer. So that's good. So where are we at? Should we go through news? You want to talk about discs coming out?
Or I should show something, Rob, just to get a little bit of physical media.
Show something. Show us your wares, sir.
The first one you already showed, Rob, but I finally got it too, Rob. the heavy metal steelbook, Rob, and I don't know if you had time to watch it, Rob. I wasn't expecting that this disc sounded as it did.
Oh, dude.
I had no idea that they remixed or something did with the sound.
It sounds incredible.
Yeah, totally. I was totally surprised by how this sounded. And like Rob said, it comes with the sequel too. But
which
really
is not
nice steelbook. But it is in it, Rob. Okay, heavy metal steelbook. The next one, probably I heard mixed reviews about the transfer. Nothing particularly, but if you like the movie, Smoking Aces.
Okay, well, I'll tell you something.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Too got smoked. You know, I really like this movie a lot.
Me too.
And I do think it's
I've seen it in a long time.
I do think it's an upgrade. It does look better than the Blu-ray. It's complain all you want, but I think it looks great.
Okay.
This is worth getting.
I haven't seen, Rob, just what I read on the usual websites. The next one, I know, Rob, you're not a fan of the character, the movies, the franchise, but I actually loved what they did with the series. I bought Chucky Season 1. Unfortunately,
that's a cool box. Look at that.
Yeah, it's lenticular, but that's not all, Rob. It comes with some swag actually. Okay, you have the disc. That's nothing special, but it actually comes with a booklet.
Nice.
Which is
really
nice. And
is this German?
No, it's from the UK, Europe.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's really nice and classy here.
Shiny.
Then you have these, shiny. You have these nice little.
That's cool.
Card, and you have some cards here. And I really had this way. And I really had a good time with the first season, considering everything they had to nail for me was Chucky, and considering Brett Dourif did voice him again, I really had a great time. But I actually, Rob, I did like the remake too that they did, but it wasn't a financial success, so they didn't follow that up. And it will get a season 2.
Yeah,
it's always a good thing. So this was the Chucky set. It is available in England as a steelbook too, but I decided to get a little bit this more boxy thing. So Chucky season, and what I liked about the season 10, really considering all the movies of the franchise, they really put almost everything in it.
Yes,
considering the lore of it. The next one I haven't seen, an older one. I bought it. The Charles Bronson movie, 10 to Midnight, which comes with a reversible sleeve art.
Now, is that from Shout Factory?
Yeah, Rob, it is. Let me just see. Yes. Correct.
Nice.
Charles Bronson, 10 to Midnight. The next one, I haven't watched yet. I got it yesterday. Korean thriller, always nice to have. It's called The Witness. So I hope it's good. It's always the book part, but I didn't get around to it yet. So Cat in the Bag, Rob. Cat in the Bag. The Witness. Right. But my Koreans seldomly disappoint me.
Oh, I know.
So that's why they're always good for a blind buy. The next one, Rob, I don't know if you did get around to watch Why Don't You Just Die?
I did.
You did?
I did.
What did you think, Rob?
I loved it. I watched that a while ago. I loved it.
Loved it. It was great. And for me, it was no argument that I would buy the new one from director Kirill Sokolov. You know, he's a Russian. And, you know, at the moment, a little bit not so well received, the people from there.
Yeah, but you can't blame him. He's a filmmaker.
And it was for me no question that I would buy his next one, Rob, which is called No Looking Back.
Now, who put that up? Look at that cover. What is
this is German one.
Oh, okay.
German one. It's the same company that did put out the first. And I don't know if you remember, Rob, the first, Why Don't You Just Die, had a poster in it where Kirill did sign it a little bit. Unfortunately, this one, I wasn't that lucky, but it comes with poster artwork. And it is about a family. Olga comes out of prison after 4 years. She takes her daughter, but grandma doesn't have it, and they are on pursuit of the daughter and her granddaughter. It doesn't reach the greatness of Why Don't You Just Die, but it's a really, really nice, nevertheless, a nice follow-up. And Rob, I have to admit it, there was a moment of animal cruelty in it, which made me laugh insanely. Insanely.
No.
But Rob, you will laugh too. Believe me. So, No Looking Back is the new one from Kyo. Let me just see if I can.
Yeah, Why Don't You Just Die is a movie I wouldn't have known anything about until you told me about it. And it was great.
Totally. This was one of the best cat in the bags, Why Don't You Just Die? And this is the second one he did, No Looking Back. I have no idea when it will be released in the States, or if it's on Shudder, or if they say no Russian movies, Always nice to have some little blood on the back. So if you keep your expectations in check, Rob, don't expect another Why Don't You Just Die? But it's still a good movie, No Looking Back. So this was a little bit of physical media.
Well, that's good. I can show you. I only have like 4 things to show. One of them was Smoking Aces. So of course, what I had to get, I had to get Jurassic Park in 4K.
Oh, nice.
Are
they all coming out in 4K?
The first 3 did, but I'm not going to buy Lost World or Jurassic Park 3. I didn't even get it. I had to get this. I love Jurassic Park.
How does it look, Rob? Because Jurassic Park has always, for me, kind of a little bit of a soft look to it.
It has that. It kind of does that. Janusz Kaminski. Yeah. But it looks great, and it sounds incredible.
Always nice. And Gary Rydstrom, always the best.
And then, of course, a movie that Shout put out that I love, The Ghost and the Darkness.
Remember having it on DVD, but haven't seen it since the DVD days, probably.
Oh, I love this movie.
Wasn't
this
great. From Stephen Hopkins?
It is. And
who did Predator 2?
Yeah, he did Predator 2. And this is a great movie, and it has. You know what? I forgot. It was funny because I haven't watched this disc, so I don't know how the transfer is yet. Okay. But when I was thinking about this the first time I saw it, this movie has a great twist in it.
I don't remember it.
I don't want to say what it is. I mean, I guess it's not a twist, but you find out something about what's going on. And it's different and when you realize it, you're like, oh shit, and it's good. And Val Kilmer, of course. We see Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer is in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, nice! I can't wait. Can't wait. But
I have one more thing to show that I'll show later that came from you.
Okay.
Now there's news, Peter. There's news.
News. Okay, let's do news.
Okay, here we go. News. First of all, as Paramount announced. Now this is everybody's bad movie that they love. Event Horizon. Event Horizon is coming out in a 4K. Obviously, you got Shout Factory putting out this. Event Horizon is coming out from Paramount in a beautiful 4K Steelbook. Now the funny thing is, the mythical footage that they use, the violence when the stuff they shot with the porn stars doesn't exist. They can't find the negative, unfortunately. But Event Horizon was announced, which is great because I'll get it. I love Event Horizon. What's not to get? Studio Canal. Studio Canal is releasing Orson Welles' The Trial in 4K. With Anthony Perkins, John Moreau, and Romy Schneider, which is exciting if you want that. Of course, we already talked about Red Sonja coming out in 4K, which I won't get. 101 Films out of the UK is putting out, look at this, Rock and Roll High School. A new version of Rock and Roll High School that looks fun. This packaging looks tremendous. I'm very excited about that. My beloved Kino Lorber is putting out 2 Stanley Kubrick titles in 4K. One is Killer's Kiss, which is okay, but this movie, The Killing, and Paths of Glory, I think were Kubrick's first two masterpieces. I love The Killing. I can't wait to get this in 4K. Terrific movie, and very exciting that Kino Lorber is putting it out. They are doing a 4K version of The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. A new remaster is coming down the pike. Again, probably the best Jim Carrey movie. Certainly a great science fiction movie. Just a great movie in general. Very, very excited about this one. And Louis Buñuel's The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, also coming out from Studio Canal, which, I mean, they're killing it with their 4K boxes and the Vintage World Cinema Collection. I love it, and I love this movie, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, coming out. Very exciting. And also announced my most eagerly awaited movie of 2022, David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future, has been announced. It's coming out in August. Yeah, it's coming out in August, Dieter, and I don't know. I mean,
Nice.
it's coming out in theaters in June. Of course, it debuts at Cannes this coming week, I believe.
Do you know the distributor of the movie?
You know, I don't, but the disc is coming out from a company. I think it's called like Decal or something.
Okay.
Here, let me find out for you. Which I was surprised that it was coming out so quickly. By the way, the movie that you have, The Burning Sea. Remember The Burning Sea? Yeah, that's coming out.
Exactly.
They're releasing that.
Yeah. If you love the Quake and the Wave Rob, totally The Burning Sea fits in with those movies.
So it's Decal Releasing is putting this out. I'm not really familiar with Decal Releasing.
New company? Okay.
I don't know if it's a new company, but it is coming out. Decal Releasing. Really looking forward to it, dude. Having read the script about over 20 years ago, I cannot. Yeah. And the movie looks to be the script, so I'm very excited about it.
Oh, okay.
So, and let's see. Here we got news, of course. The news of the day. Here are the top 10 Blu-ray sellers for the week ending on May 7th. Of course, not surprisingly, Spider-Man No Way Home is number 1. Turning Red, number 2. Moonfall, number 3. God bless your fellow countrymen. Number 4, Spider-Man, the 3-movie collection, the Tobey Maguire movies. Number 4. 5 is Black Light, which is Liam Neeson. 6 is Sing 2. 7 is an animated film, Constantine and House of Mystery. The House of Mystery is number 7. And check this out. Number 8 is Moonfall and Knowing. Like Knowing, the Alex Proyas movie. I don't know what that is all about. Knowing, I love Knowing, by the way. It's a great Nicolas Cage movie. It's really, really good. I really like that movie a lot. By the way, I already have that on Blu-ray. Alex Proyas. Number 9 is Dune. And number 10 is Jackass Forever. Those are the top 10 Blu-rays for the week. Top 5 home media sellers, I think, across the board. Percentage of Blu-rays is shown, but which is really interesting. Spider-Man No Way Home, 64% only were Blu-rays, so everything else was either DVD or 4K. Turning Red, Moonfall, Blacklight, and Sing 2, not surprising, but there they are. The top 5 Blu-ray 3D still hanging on for us. Dune has been number 1 for a while. It's still number 1, but it's only 1.67% of the discs sold. So not a lot of people buying 3D, but they're still out there. Top Gun 3D, which is a great 3D conversion, by the way, is number 2. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is number 3. 4, The Wizard of Oz 3D is number 4. And 5, Minions 3D. So there you go. And, of course, the top 5 4K discs. Smokin' Ace is number 1. Moonfall number 2. Eternals number 3. Turning Red number 4. And Dune number 5. Bringing up the rear. So there you go. Now, I don't think have we done that? We haven't talked about Top Gun Maverick on this show.
You have seen it, Rob. I haven't seen it, Rob. I have to wait 2 weeks, you know?
I have seen Top Gun Maverick. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great.
The perfect combination of nostalgia and flying scenes.
It's also just a kick-ass movie. I mean,
awesome.
It's beautifully made. It's got great music.
Can't wait. Yeah.
Cinematography is incredible. Tom Cruise is great. It's surprisingly moving. I teared up There's one moment where I literally cried, shed tears.
Okay.
And it's totally earned. You know, a lot of people talk about the fact that the Jennifer Connelly romance is a little superfluous. I'm like, how could you say that? Nothing with Jennifer Connelly is superfluous. She looks great in the movie. It has the best flying footage ever.
Yeah.
And even when the airplanes, there are some flying sequences in the movie where the plane is CG.
Okay.
But it's reskinned over an actual aircraft. So all the flying sequences in the movie were actual planes, but for dramatic, there's things you'll understand when you see the film. They reskinned, so they made the plane look different, but it moves because it's an actual real jet. They just reskinned it using CG. It's fucking phenomenal. It's a better movie than the first one. Yeah, you're gonna love it. You are going to love it. So that's the news that's fit to print, or the news that I thought was worthy. Couple more super chats.
Yeah.
Blue Rock says, Rob, did you get a copy of the Wicker Man box set from Imprint? I ordered it. I haven't got it yet because I ordered a bunch of other stuff that hasn't come out yet, like that and the Warriors, and so I am getting it though. I can't wait to get it. I love the Wicker Man, and could Wicker Man be a candidate for Elizaviews? That's a good idea. We're bringing back Elizaviews. I think it would be a good candidate for. I don't know what. I want to know what Elizabeth would think of the Wicker Man. Can't wait to get it. So Blue Rock, thanks for that. Tom Jr. Jackson says, "Happy birthday, bro. We are all goof people, even you, dude. Especially me. Come on.
No.
I'm the king of the goof people." Justin Toner says, "Hi, Rob and Dieter. Happy birthday, Rob. This week I picked up the Die Hard 4K and the Alien 4K at Best Buy for $13.99 each. Schnäppchen. Great deal. I also cashed in some of my Disney movie insider points and got the Little Mermaid in 4K for free. First of all, the Die Hard 4K disc is truly a revelation. It's the only time it's looked correct on home video. It's amazing. And the Alien 4K disc, people say it's a little dark. I'm like, no. It's fantastic. Both of those are two very good, again, examples of photochemical, movie shot on film, and they're probably the best transfers that we will ever get of them. So good on you. Roman Shopa says, "Happy birthday, Rob. Highly appreciate your support of us Ukrainians. Watched The Verdict yesterday, thanks to you. What a masterpiece. Kapla." The 800th episode of Robservations is going to be an interview with a fan and a Ukrainian filmmaker, a female filmmaker, and hopefully that'll come in the next couple days. And also, this is an interesting story. So, Dieter, right before this hideous invasion of the Ukraine began, Ukraine and Russia Tango Shalom played in both Ukraine and Tango Shalom opened in 38 movie theaters across Ukraine.
Holy smokes.
38. And check this out. This is how baller the Ukrainians are. So our Ukrainian distributor called up and said, hey, recently, like in the last couple weeks, during the invasion, they're like, hey, can we distribute Tango Shalom in Poland? While they're being invaded, our distributor of Tango Shalom asked if they could distribute the movie in a different country. I mean, that is how badass the Ukrainians are. Obviously, my ex-wife is Ukrainian. She's from Kiev. Her last name is Shevchenko.
So help me out. How then this deal come about? They ask you, or can they distribute in Poland?
They asked. They asked.
How does it go from that point further?
Well, so how it works is when you make a movie, you sell it on a territory by territory basis. Yeah. So the Ukrainians picked up Tango Shalom to distribute, and they, to make more money, to get more income coming in, they've asked. They're like, could we distribute it? Could we put the movie out in Poland now? Because we didn't have a Polish distributor, we said sure. So they're going to release. I guess they'll get it dubbed in Polish. It's funny because the Ukrainians made a new trailer for Tango Shalom, and it was better than our trailer. I mean, it totally gives away too much, but it's awesome.
Okay.
So, Roman, stay safe. Kapla. I agree with you. But it looks like you Ukrainians, man, I wouldn't want to go to war with you. You're kicking the Russians' asses.
And you will interview her for the 800 show. Then.
Yeah, I'm going to have her on the 800th show.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
Which is good. Lewis Berry sends in a super chat and says, happy birthday, Rob. Thank you so much. Big Raj sends in a super chat. Thanks, Big Raj. Our friend MCP Scotty says, happy birthday, Rob. Got my ticket for Star Trek The Motion Picture next week. Can't wait to see that beautiful overture on the big screen. Oh, and they used a different version. They used the longer version for the overture. It's great. So that's one of the things that they actually changed. You'll love it. Report back. Emil Johansson said, should I watch The Northman? Is it good? Have you seen The Northman yet? Now it's streaming?
Yeah, I was in the theaters, Rob, and I liked it, but it's a Robert Eggers movie, so it's a little bit trippy.
Yes, it is a little trippy. I liked it, though. Yeah. I'm a Robert Eggers fan. But yeah, Emil, you should see
but
it.
But it's not for the mainstream audience. It's not. So it won't make its budget back, unfortunately.
No, and it cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's still definitely worth seeing. You got to see it.
Yeah, totally.
Carlos Smith says, have a great and wonderful happy birthday, Mr. Robert from NYC. Carlos, thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. So, Dieter, do we have letters?
Yeah, we have letters, Rob. Mike did send me, or you forwarded it to me. Wait, I have to put it up, put myself here a little bit outside so I can read them.
By the way, for those of you who might, if they want to send letters to us, the website has been rebranded. Go to postgeeksingularity.com, and it says contact us right there, and you can send Dieter and I letters, hate mail, whatever you want to do, and we'll read it on the air.
Luckily, no hate mail until now, but we're waiting for it. Waiting for it. So, of course, Omar wrote in, not once, not 2 times, more than 2. Here we go. Omar 94. Now the show has a bit of a different look to it. Hi, Rob, and guten Abend, Dieter. This letter is now placed at the right time. Last week, I sent a letter thinking Rob moved into his new house already. However, I found out that still had not happened yet. Now he has moved into the house. This episode now makes the first Let's Get Physical Media in the new house, which makes the show look a little bit different. Since Rob's cameras shows everyone, there's a bit of a different look to the observatory. Once again, congratulations on the move, Rob.
Thank you.
Thanks. Live long and prosper. So just a letter about your move, but the last show was already from the new observatory.
It's true.
Remember. So Omar, back again. Trailers before the movies on home media. Hi Rob and guten Abend, Dieter. I don't collect home media anymore, so maybe things are different now. I remember when I used to have VHS and DVDs for movies, there used to be trailers for other movies before the movie was shown. Like how there are trailers shown before movies in theaters. I know that's common to happen in theaters, but I just came to the realization when it came to home media. I'm not sure if that's just like for theaters where the trailers are shown to get awareness and interest for new movies, but I always wondered why that was a thing for home media. As I said earlier, I don't collect home media anymore, so I leave it to you two guys to tell us if that still happens and explain why that is. Thanks, live long and prosper. Well, Omar, that's easy. Yes, it still happens, considering it differs from company to company. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less. Mostly you can always skip it if you want to, but it's just we are physical media collectors, and of course they want to entice us to buy other stuff, so they put the trailers in front of it. Mostly stuff that you already perhaps seen online, so there's nothing. I don't think there was ever a new trailer that I haven't seen it. But for me, considering I try to stay away from trailers from movie I want to see anyway. So I have not seen anything from Doctor Strange. But considering little horror or independent movies, that's always a nice one when you get trailers from movies you didn't even know about. That can always spark some interest. So from my perspective, Omar, yes, it still happens that you will have trailers in front of the movie. But it differs from the companies, what they do.
Look, I like when they put trailers for Lionsgate does that. They usually put 5 trailers. They have something from Grindstone, and then they
of course,
have to have their Grindstone movie with some big star that's slumming or something. But I like that, and I like Lionsgate makes the trailers skippable. So if you've seen them before, you can just skip.
Exactly.
They do a really good job. So good on you, Lionsgate. Yeah. Well done.
And I think Universal already always puts the button that you can skip it to the menu already if you don't want to see any trailers. So, but it's still great if you have them. The next letter comes from our friend Undead Sick.
Undead Sick?
Yeah, he's back. Physical versus digital. Hello, Rob and Dieter. In today's letter, I would like to talk to you about a debate I had with a fellow movie critic a while back, and it was a discussion about physical versus digital media. Now, unlike me, as you both know, my fellow movie critic does not actually collect physical media. He watches everything digital. And I would like to give you my thoughts on this whole argument. My problem with the whole digital media thing is that you don't own anything. I have a whole room full of Blu-rays, novels, comic books, vinyl, and video games that all belong to me.
Yep.
They are my property, so I can do whatever I want with them. I can watch movies, listen to music, and read books. I can even use the disc as frisbees or as coasters for my drinks. I'm not going to, but I can. but if I want to, I can, because they are mine. The only way that I lose is that video games, movies, etc., if I gave them away, if I sell them, if someone breaks into my house and steals stuff, or if the house burns down, they are destroyed. Outlining all those variables, they are mine forever, or at least until I shed this mortal coil, which hopefully is a long time from now. With digital media, you don't have that. And that's a huge issue for me, because at any given time, you can have someone else that has nothing to do with your existence go, oh yeah, you can't have that thing anymore that you paid money for. That's not fair, and that's not good. And I don't think a lot of modern day imagination connoisseurs understand. And a lot of them tell me digital is convenient, or it's easier and cheaper. Personally, I feel that's a very weird mentality. Not only in my whole life have I ever understood this. I don't get it for movies. I don't get it for music, and I don't get it for books, because I still like to buy all those things physically, because I end up owning them.
Yeah.
It becomes my property, and I'm never gonna run into an instance where a license ends or someone else tells me I can't access something anymore, like they do on Netflix all the time now. And it's driving me crazy. What are your thoughts on this whole topic? Greetings from Holland, Netherlands. Undead Sick. Well, you're certainly right.
Preaching to the choir.
You're certainly right, Undead Sick. The only thing I would say, the purchases I did made on, let's say, Amazon, as an Amazon instant video, I don't think anything at this moment is not available anymore. So at the moment, I think everything that I really bought or purchased is still there. So at the moment, I don't think they have taken anything away from what I purchased, considering that. Considering Netflix, okay, they are a free subscription service in that sense that you get everything. You don't buy for one movie or one series. They take something away. This is of course a different thing. Rob?
Yeah, no. Look, for me, obviously, this is the 42nd year I've been on this planet where I've bought physical media, movies, and to me, loving movies as much as I do, to be able to buy them is a privilege, And then, while I feel like as I've moved, Dieter, I do feel the urge to curate my collection a little bit, to cull it down, maybe to pare it down.
Making the purge.
Because I do feel that there's just stuff that I have that I'll probably never watch again. I mean,
I understand, Rob.
But then I'm like, then I wouldn't have it anymore. Like when somebody comes over.
And when somebody comes to your observatory, do you have that really obscure movie?
yeah. I don't ever want to be like, oh no, I don't have that.
No.
I don't want to
That
do
would
that.
be an epic fail, Rob. No matter the movie.
It would be bad. No.
Do we have New York Ninja?
Yeah. Well, yes. The answer is yes. Yes, I do.
Yes.
Look, I mean, I feel the same way. Look, there's something very strange going on, I think, in the United States, and I think that there has always been an undercurrent of religious tyranny, and we see it in the reversal of Roe v. Wade. A lot of like the abortion debate is a religious debate, and for instance, like I'm Jewish, right? And the idea, I don't want to get into an abortion debate, but in Judaism, you're not alive until you take a breath. That's what my religion basically says in a nutshell. Other religions don't feel that way. And I think a lot of our policies are driven by religious thought. I never thought like they would overturn Roe v. Wade, for instance, which is the right to have an abortion in this country. Nobody wants to have abortions. I mean, people say, oh, it's like birth control. No. I mean, any woman I've ever met who struggles with that issue, it's a real struggle. I'm an adoptee myself. I came this close to being aborted. But here's my fear. That same religious thought that drives the policies of this country, what if they decide to like go and look? What if they decide that certain movies, like we go back to the Hays Code, where you can't show things in movies, certain things you can't even. They used to not be able to show married couples sleeping in the same bed. They used to have to show couples like on television in the movies in separate beds. Why? Well, it was again puritanical. The idea was you couldn't ever allude to the fact that people had sex because of basically religious thought, religious upbringing. Well, what if someday, and I never thought this would happen, but I think we're closer to it than ever before. What if someone went and found our Amazon lists of what books we bought, what movies we own? I mean, I don't think it's too far-fetched because all that stuff, we bought everything mostly via the internet. If somebody wanted to do a search and they decided that, you can't have a Clockwork Orange. A Clockwork Orange has now been considered subversive.
Or MORBIUS.
And books are getting banned and all this. I mean, we're basically, the idea is that the state, I mean, I understand, well, on the federal level, it's the state level. There are laws that will kick in the states if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade that literally take away the freedom of women to control their own bodies. And it's, I never thought this would happen in my lifetime, but it is happening, and it probably will happen. Well, if that happens, there's all kinds of other personal liberties that people are going to come for. Same-sex marriage will be one. I don't think it's a stretch to say that certain books, I mean, will be banned because it's already happening in certain areas of the country. Classic literature will be banned. How long before movies are banned? And you and I, we have lots of exploitation films with lots of violence and nudity, things that would immediately be considered subversive. And
I already went through the extreme censorship here in Germany in the 80s.
Yep. So, and we've seen it before. And, to me, it's a little bit terrifying. But there are people that don't think so. I mean, there are people in this country people I would have thought that are from my side of the aisle, like liberal-leaning lefties, Democrats. They want to ban speech. People that I would have thought that we were allies. And I'm like, man, that's terrifying to me. That there are people that no longer believe in freedom of speech in this country, one of the defining principles of America. And it's scary. So I'm going to hang on to my physical media. They can come pry it out of my cold, dead fingers. You try and get in the Observatory to take my movies, you better think again. Just saying.
Yes, the hounds of hell waiting for you.
Yeah, 3 of them. 3 of them. And I will teach them to eat human meat. So.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my little political diatribe.
Yeah.
Let's get physical media. What was the question?
Digital versus physical.
That's why. Look, the digital versions of these films, they're the first ones that are going to go. If there's some kind of weird religious purge in this country, and here's the thing, and I'll flat out say it, this kind of stuff to me comes from people that are not on a certain intellectual level. To want to get rid of ideas as if those ideas don't already exist, as if they're not out there. I mean, we have totalitarian regimes in this country, or I mean, outside this country, China, North Korea, even to a certain extent, Russia, that you are punished for saying things that you're thinking, as if ideas are somehow dangerous, even though they are. But that's, it's terrifying. And how long before they come for us, Dieter, and they take our collections?
And the juicy stuff, like martyrs.
Yeah, I mean, and juicy meaning bloodletting. I mean, come on, we don't
the
want
video nasties, Rob. The video nasties. No.
And they took them once before. The funny thing is they came for these movies once before. They were censored, they were edited, and now we're able to get like Thriller: A Cruel Picture. Was edited in if you get the Swedish version, it's got the hardcore pornography and all the great violence in it. In America, you couldn't see that version for the longest time. It was just they call her One Eye. But now, thanks to Vinegar Syndrome putting it out in 4K, you can get the uncut version of Thriller: A Cruel Picture, which I have pre-ordered.
Who didn't, Rob? Who didn't?
I know, right? And people, I mean, it's so funny because when you see that movie, we would get canceled for owning that film. There'd be people like, I can't believe that Rob and Dieter have that movie. They should be canceled. It's so misogynistic. Yeah, it is.
But
it is.
Yeah, but Rob, it's one of our little nice subgenres that we love. The R&R genre.
The R&R. You can't even say the words anymore for fear of what that means. People, I got dinged. Somebody said to me that I can't say blaxploitation anymore, and I'm like, come on, man. I mean, that's a genre of film that I studied in film school. But that's racist. I'm like,
strange.
I don't think when you're watching, something like Slaughter Goes to Africa, it is what it is exactly what it is. Shaft, Black Caesar, come on, that's Coffee.
You get what
movies.
The title entails.
That's right. That's right. And so the rape revenge genre is also legitimate.
Yeah.
So
totally. There are many facets of that genre.
Yes,
we always can recommend Revenge, Rob. For people who haven't seen it, Revenge.
Yeah, Revenge is good.
Revenge is awesome. The next one, Oma94, is back again. Let's Get Physical Media finally returns. Hi, Rob, and guten Abend, Dieter. This will be a very quick letter. It's good to see Let's Get Physical Media return after a brief hiatus for a few weeks. On a personal note, Sunday, May 1st, is the final day of Ramadan, so I have something to enjoy doing on the last day with the show returning. Also with the return, we will now see the show and all the other shows Rob will do on this YouTube channel be done from the new observatory. Thanks, live long and prosper, Oma. So just greetings to the new stuff. And this one is nice because Rob did show a player at the beginning of our show. It comes from our friend Vincent from France. Hi, Rob. Guten Tag, Dieter. Nice to see you back on the air. I have a Region B Blu-ray player. I was wondering if you could name a 3D Blu-ray player that would either be Region A compatible or even Region 3 for us folks outside the US. It's very hard to get one as some shops don't ship BD players outside of the US.
Right.
Thanks, Vincent. Rob is probably the better spokesperson for that, Vincent. But have you even checked if the player don't support 3D? Because 3D is almost, I will not say guaranteed featured, but it's always not something that is often missing from my perspective. I don't have any players that wouldn't support 3D.
Yeah, I don't know. I that's a good question. When I was looking, because I haven't bought a Blu-ray player in a long time, and looking into them, I was surprised that I think a lot of, like, if you're looking to get a multi-region, a region-free player, a lot of those do support 3D. You know, and they have the
player as a Region A compatible or even Region 3. That's what he looks for.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely. And Amazon. I went to Amazon and looked. If you like, just go here. Let's see 3D.
If you have it in the budget, Vincent, like Rob, perhaps even invest in a 4K player already. You would have a 4K for Blu-ray 3D. Perhaps go a little step further.
Yeah, I mean, like look for $100, Amazon's Choice, a Sony BDP S6700 4K upscaling streaming home theater Blu-ray disc player. It's $100, $109.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
and it's shipping outside the US, Rob. That's what he asking too.
Well, it is Amazon, so I mean, I would imagine you could probably get it anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, although it doesn't have Dolby Vision, but still.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing. But it is a 3D 4K player.
Yeah. But you should browse through the websites, Vincent. You probably should find something.
Yeah.
Considering that.
Yeah, and there's a number of them here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
The next letter comes from Daniel Brielmeier. Your new dicks. Hey Rob, loving the look at your new dicks. Can't wait to see it when it's all finished. This isn't really about physical media. Just wanted to perhaps give you some advice about something you mentioned on today's show of physical media. You indicated that you want to set up an Atmos system in your new dicks. My advice would be to nix that and go with a Dolby 5.2 or 7.2 system. In a smaller room like yours, Atmos is very, very tricky to get it sound right with all your toys and cabinets. You are going to get a lot of echo.
Well,
I would suggest.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I would suggest you invest in good speakers and a receiver with good power, and just go with a 5.2 or 7.2 system. A great 5.2 sound system will sound miles better than most Atmos systems. I would still get 2 subs to probably equalize your room and fill out some dead spots. Correctly dialed in 12 dual subs will sound great. Your receiver should have something along the lines of Odyssey to run room correction. After that's done, just bump up the subwoofer by 1 or 2 dB and you're done. Save the money for the extra speakers and buy yourself some physical media or hot toys. So this was the first part. I let you answer that, Rob. Yes, something else.
Oh, I've got. I do have 7.2 system. I mean, I do have Atmos in here, and I have quite large speakers and a monstrously huge subwoofer. I can control the. It isn't all installed, but I have a Pioneer Elite amplifier, and it has a sensor that balances out the room. And what's interesting is, with all of my bookshelves and thick books, there is no echo at all. It just completely, and this room is all wood, but it completely deadens the sound in here. It's great. It's tasty.
So, Daniel, it looks like Rob knows what he's doing, considering his setup. But he wasn't finished. He said, while I'm at it, here are some ideas for the new names for the John Campea channel. Couldn't resist The Last Scene, The Deeper Cut, Unseen Views, Previously After, The Opening Scene, The Daily Transmission, Misfits of Fun, The Daily Cut, Aspect Ratios, For You Media Production. This one is for Chris. Daniel Brielmeier. And we have...
Those aren't bad names. I like those.
We have still 2 left. Okay. The next one comes from Brian Knight. Charles Band full moon release of Blu-ray Cinderella. Rob and Dieter. This week, May 10, Full Moon Productions will release a digital restored widescreen Blu-ray copy of Charles Band's Cinderella. Unfortunately, there are no special features like a full-length audio commentary by Mr. Band or interviews with the cast, the crews, and their memories of the movie. Still going to have an older regular DVD copy. This came from Brian. Rob, can you tell us something about this movie? I don't know this movie from Full Moon Cinderella. Okay, you don't.
Cinderella.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay.
A Full Moon Cinderella movie?
Yeah. Charles Band Full Moon release.
I do not know. I do not know Cinderella. I mean, when I worked at Full
me
Moon,
neither, Rob.
I was like, I don't know. But, Full Moon, they've been doing a lot. They've been killing it lately, putting all their older stuff out. I mean, when I worked at Full Moon, I was there in 93 and 94. And, they were making the Subspecies movies, and we did Arcade and Lurking Fear and stuff like that. So I don't know if Cinderella is a new movie, or I don't know.
I have no idea, Rob. I have no idea.
I don't know it.
And to round the letters out, of course, Oma 94, the future of home media. Hi, Rob, and guten Abend, jeder. This will be a quick letter. Since I don't collect physical media, you would both know more about this topic. There was an article on movieweb.com discussing whether home media is dead due to the age of streaming services, where movies and TV shows can be seen there instead of having physical copies of them. With that, I would leave it to the two of you to answer that, because it seems that is becoming the case more and more. I even remember Rob mentioning something about how the home media business was in its final stages. Thanks, live long and prosper. Yes, Oma, he always says that, but then he comes to our show and says there are nice things coming out. We're still good to go at the moment. If you're a physical media collector.
Yeah, it's with all the boutique. I mean, what's happening with physical media? Come
on. Red Sonja is coming out in 4K. How bad can it be, Rob?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, we're the physical media market's going where Laserdisc was in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
it was a niche market designed for collectors and cineasts, and that's where we're going. And I'm all for it.
And that's actually a good way from my perspective.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's me too. I feel the same way. So, all good.
Okay. Considering a little bit of streaming, Rob, what I watched the second season of Undone. With Rosa Salazar. Totally loved the rotoscoping that they do with the show. Really nice second season of Undone, which I quite enjoyed. I watched on Paramount Plus, Rob. I watched The Lost City, which came available this week on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I totally wasn't in love with the movie the first hour. But after the first hour, when I thought the adventure now starts, it begins, then it drops down to more romantic stuff, and it totally fizzled out for me in the second half of the movie. So, good start, but way weaker later half for me, considering Lost City. And on Friday, Rob, I watched on Peacock Firestarter, which was unfortunately totally forgettable from my perspective. So it wasn't. So I was happy, Rob, that it was actually day and date on Peacock. Because that was no way worth the price of a movie ticket for me. Firestarter. Okay. So Rob, should I show more stuff?
Yes, you should show more stuff.
Before I show the new stuff, Rob, considering, I hate even to admit it, I actually quite followed the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial on YouTube.
Why does this not surprise me?
Yeah, like trash. It seems that way. But I wasn't even aware when the trial started. They showed it completely on YouTube that you could follow.
I was at the grocery store. I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I was waiting in line to buy my stuff, like shampoo and the woman.
What did you catch up, Rob? What did you catch up?
Well, the woman behind the counter and the woman in front of me, they were deep in a conversation about the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, and she was even wearing a shirt that she bought off Etsy about the trial, and I'm like, not since O.J. Simpson has a trial captured the imagination of people the way this has.
So, Rob, 2 weeks back, I went back, and Rob, I want to have a sequel of the movie, and the sequel has to be called All the Boys Hate Mandy Lane, but I watched back from the day All the Boys Love Mandy
I have that
Lane.
disc. I bought that because I bought a foreign Blu-ray of that because the movie hadn't been released in America. It sat on the shelf forever. Yeah. But I have all the boys.
It was an old Optimum releasing.
Yep.
Omni is not there anymore. And for me, it was nice to see the disc still runs, Rob, because it was from the early days, 2008, I believe. And I hope Amber doesn't put this into evidence, except if she says leave the last 10 minutes. Don't watch the last 10 minutes, Judge, But I need a sequel, Rob. I need All the Boys Hate Mandy Lane. Okay, Rob? Let's do it. Come on, let's do it.
It's funny. It's funny that you bring this up because I was thinking about this. I haven't thought about this movie in a long time. And, because
it's just fun to watch it, Rob. Considering the trial, this is the perfect companion piece.
It is a perfect companion piece. And what does it have to say about old Amber? This isn't a movie. This is a documentary.
And considering, Rob, our Captain Pike is in it. Ensign Mount. I totally forgot it.
Yep.
Ensign Mount is in the movie. And probably tomorrow when I get my summer tires for the season, I will watch Drive Angry again. Just to getting up on all the
in
trial
3D.
Stuff, in 3D, exactly. Rob. The next one, my friend Glenn, contact that I got from Let's Get Physical Media, made me aware of this. This is the old one proposition, but I bought the new one, Rob, from the UK, the Western. It appears in a 4K edition. Came out.
Now, who put that out?
In let me just look at BFI, Rob.
Nice. Look at that.
Put it out. But I haven't watched the movie in a long time. So this is just normal MRA. So probably only black inside. But it comes with a booklet. It's actually quite thick. Booklet from the movie.
Nice.
There's a lot of description. I don't know exactly about the transfer, and we have the poster of the movie. But it's too long ago. I can't remember it exactly. The proposition. But it's a 4K release in England, Rob.
Nice.
This guy Pierce, Ray Winestone is in it. Danny Houston is in it. So a lot of great names. The next one, Rob, I don't know if you have seen it. I don't know when I will get around to. A little hesitant, considering A24. We all know a little bit perhaps hit and miss. I heard some mixed reviews, but Nomi Rapace Lamb.
I need to get that. I mean, I want to see it. I've heard it's really good, and it's right up my alley.
Okay.
So
this is the German media book. You could get it in two covers, and it comes with the 4K and with the movie as a Blu-ray. But I'm really don't know. You should probably, I don't know, perhaps be in the mood for it. A little bit of a storyboard inside. But I don't know how the movie goes. Cat in the background. Lamb. The next one I showed on Let's Get Physical Media way back. For me, it was always a great secret tip that I could get. I don't know if Rob, you did get around to watching it. It did get a 4K release here, which I totally was great for me to buy this movie again. Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah, I don't have that.
Rob, if you haven't seen the movie, the ending of the movie, not at the height of Martyrs, but you will not forget the ending. I promise you that. Hunter x Hunter, the media book, and it came out here as a 4K disc with the Blu-ray. It's probably, I would think it's probably on Shutter in the US. Hunter and Hunted. Totally great movie. Rob, don't watch any trailers. Go in blind.
Okay.
Please.
All right.
Hunter x Hunter. The next one, considering all those martial arts movies back in the 80s and 90s, here in Germany, sometimes you get a franchise. They just built a franchise, Rob, from movies, got a title, let's call this the next one, even if the original title is completely different. So this is actually the first one with Donnie Yen. It's Tiger Cage, but in Germany, it's Ultra Force Part 4. They had the series that's called Ultra Force, and this is the first one of Tiger Cage. No, but in Germany, it's Ultra Force, Part 4. So an older action movie. So, and my special edition, Rob, I had to buy it again, Rob. I couldn't resist I don't know why I couldn't resist, Rob. Because I have the movie already in 4K, Rob. But it comes from one of our favorite German companies, Turbine. Pitch black, Rob.
Look at that.
A new big box set. So let's just look what is in it, Rob. We have a patch.
Okay.
In it. We have here just the core sample, that they find. Here a little bit identity.
Wow. They spared no expense on this one.
Exactly, Rob. We have nice lobby cards.
What is the German title? Planet of what?
Planet of Darkness, Rob.
You Germans, and you like things on the nose. Planet of Darkness.
Yeah, we hate cat in the bags, Rob. Don't sell us cat in the bags. Like with Moon Knight. You say it's Moon Knight. No Moon Knight in this series. So, and then we have the poster, of course. Don't know if it's double-sided. Let's see. Yeah, we have the old artwork. Just
Young Vin.
More like the video games. Yeah, we don't hear good things with Vinny on the set lately these days.
No.
And then Rob, really thick. Look at this. Really
that
thick.
Looks great.
Really thick book.
Wow.
About pitch black. And then we have the digipack inside, which even is in this folder.
Wow, they went all out on this.
Yeah, and it comes, Rob, with, of course, Dolby Vision, and it comes with a Dolby Atmos track.
Nice.
So, this is my special edition of Pitch Black from Turbine. I couldn't say no, Rob. From Turbine. Come on. How could I say no? We have to support our labels, Rob.
Agreed.
Great. But this is not the winner of the special editions today, because somebody else will show you something.
Should I do that?
Because he have to get the win on his birthday today with his special edition.
I mean, I'm the last person to get this, Dieter.
Yeah.
As you well know, thanks to you. I mean, everybody came before I did. But oh, look what I finally have. The Coke website version of David Lynch's Dune. It comes in a hard plastic shell, clear shell, lucite shell, I guess. And you oh, really? Well, I'm getting fingerprints all over it. You have to look at this. This slides out, of course. It slides out. And it's got the cover. It's just a piece of paper there. And let's go through this. I haven't even opened it. I've waited. So it has this, right? And oops. I don't even know. Wow. Okay. So this. Wow, dude. This is a book. A book. And this book is very. Wow. It's got This is a great book. It's got all these costumes. Yeah, I mean this is really cool. This is all just photos. I haven't even seen these photos. This is amazing. This is really, really, really amazing. I don't know. So this must be somebody's pictures, but truly amazing. And then it probably explains whose pictures these are ours. So that's amazing. So then look at this. You've got Bill Sienkiewicz, the great Bill Sienkiewicz, did the Marvel Comics adaptation of Dune. So I guess it's in German, but this looks to be the entire comic adaptation of Dune. Bill Sienkiewicz's it looks like it's the whole it is. I think it was like a 4-issue miniseries. Or maybe it's only 3, but yeah, it's the whole thing. Wow. So you've got the entire miniseries. That's amazing. I mean, wow, wow, dude. There's posters in here. I don't know what the posters are. I'll open it up. Yep, here's one of the posters. That's pretty neat. Is that what it is? The title, The Desert Planet? Because you Germans, no ambiguity in your lives. Okay. No. So, okay, so The Desert Planet, and I guess this will be another... so here's the... This is the original movie poster, a small version of that. I had this poster for a long time. I sold mine, but I had that in my bedroom growing up and in college. And then you have this. So the discs are in here now. This is interesting because, wow. Okay, there's 4 disc sets in here. So there is, okay, here's Dune. Here's the 4K and the Blu-ray of the original film, which is, the theatrical version. Here is bonus material. There's the TV version and the Spice Diver edition of Dune is in here. So that's amazing. Actually, that's I love the Spice Diver version. Actually, these are them. This is the Spice. So you've got the extended TV version, and this is wow. So this is the Spice Diver cut that they pulled off YouTube, and this is a fan cut of the film, and then this is the alternate TV version of the movie, and then finally, the soundtrack. Here is the soundtrack for Dune. The original sound. Yeah, that's on the bonus. That's on the bonus features. So, and that is what is in this sizable box. I mean, wow, very, very impressive. I mean, a lot of discs, a lot of special features, and of course, this was a German only release. And I'm happy to have. I mean, the Spice Diver cut on Blu-ray is crazy. This book is impressive. Yeah, I'm sure they probably helped remaster it. And then, of course, I do love... Let's see, how do I get this back in here? I mean, this is one impressive package. So thank you for sending this to me finally. This is easily one of the releases of the year. Chock full of goodness. So Dieter, Bastian, thank you. Now, Dieter, let me ask you something, Dieter. How many Dunes how many of these box sets did you buy for people in the States?
What do you think, Rob? How many did you order?
But you got more. You got for more people than I ordered for than I asked you.
I got 4 for you, and then 1 who contacted me through the show, and then I thought I was done with the 5, and then Bill came knocking with an email. You better get me 2 more. Get me 2 more. I need to get 2 for my friends to ask about it. But he said to me, Rob, that the new ones doesn't have the black anymore that you still got. That was only for the people who pre-ordered it and had to wait this long.
Yeah, they delayed it to get the documentaries and the Spice Diver cut in. Worth the wait, though.
Yeah,
worth the wait. So thanks for that, Dieter. I got it yesterday.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Also, Paul Nolan asks if I've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yes, I have. Have you seen
your take, Rob?
Unfortunately,
not, Rob.
You haven't seen? Has it opened in Germany yet?
I think it has opened. Yes, it has opened, but not considering the movie. Not in the multiplex. It's more in the smaller venues.
Right.
Please.
Right. Well, so there you go. I mean, there's that's it.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
Just quick, Rob. The only thing I can be ahead of the John Campbell show, Do we know the box office from Doctor Strange this week? How did it do on the second week?
That's a good question. Let's check, shall we? I don't know if they've reported it.
Inform me, Rob.
I'm looking.
How big is the drop?
I heard it was pretty.
Yeah.
Wow. David Tennant and Catherine Tate are officially returning to Doctor Who.
Ooh.
So they're joining the old Kudigatwa as the new Doctor, but they're joining him. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness rings up 688 million global after 2 weekends. How high can the cloak and swagger go? Now let me read this to you. Disney Marvel's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is approaching 700 million globally after 2 weekends.
Nice.
The worldwide cum through Sunday is now an estimated 688.1 million, including 291.9 million domestic and 396.2 million from the international box office.
So it runs better even internationally.
Yeah. The latter number will shortly pass The Batman to become the biggest overseas release of 2022. The sequel has edged the global lifetime of the first Doctor Strange, which made 678 million total, and looks headed to a final above 900 million, say 925 to 950, and that's without Russia or China. So maybe not the 1 billion that might have been sensed off of last weekend's better than projected opening. The sophomore frame overseas was 83.5 million in 49 material markets. This reps a 60% drop from opening weekend, while that's at the same level as the dip that Spider-Man No Way Home took in its second frame in the same suite of markets. That film was during the Christmas season. Doctor Strange 2's drop is deeper than hoped for. All regions on Multiverse of Madness were pretty much uniformly down to the same extent. Here's what we understand is happening. There was some softness during the midweek, and while moviegoers aren't necessarily polarized on the film, some are not loving it as a must-see repeat viewing. Sam Raimi fans are in, and MCU stalwarts, as well as acolytes of Disney Plus WandaVision, but second viewings aren't driving business. The casual MCU viewer is less pumped for the must-see factor, and then we also have to wonder if in a post- or mid-pandemic time, the audiences are simply excited for something new. But let's not be too gloomy. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch still rep the #1 non-local movie around the globe this weekend and boast the second highest gross of any movie this year, as well as fronting the 5th biggest Hollywood title of the COVID era. Highlighting stats market-wise, it's the #1 movie of the pandemic in Indonesia and the #2 release in Brazil and Mexico. So they have one more free weekend of play before Top Gun Maverick opens in 2 weeks. And, I mean, you know, it's funny, all the Marvel naysayers, we just expect movies to gross $1 billion now, but no.
That's still a nice amount.
Yeah, it's still not bad, but they're saying Wizard Wobble, a wake-up call for Marvel. This is interesting. So Anthony D'Alessandro says, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness had a great fall in its second weekend, down 67% for a Disney-reported 61 million take. While that drop is akin to the second weekend declines of recent MCU titles, the uber-successful Spider-Man No Way Home and Black Widow know that all these percentile plummets are not equal. Doctor Strange 2 ranks among the MCU's biggest second weekend box office drops of all time, which includes Black Widow, No Way Home, and 2003's Hulk. So, Doctor Strange 2's second weekend decline simply rests on bad word of mouth. The sequel receiving back-to-back meh grades from CinemaScore for an MCU movie, B+ to Eternals B back in November. All of this should be a splash of cold water in Marvel's face as they go crazy exploiting IP between features and streaming. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, it's so interesting. You have a series of films. This is the 28th Marvel movie, and it's made almost $700 million in basically 10 days.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even though, it's not, it's so funny.
So flop, Rob, so flop.
Yeah, it's so not that. But look, I mean, I can believe that there's 28, this is the 28th Marvel movie. Thor Love and Thunder will be 29, and Wakanda Forever is going to be 30. 30 Marvel movies. There aren't even 30 James Bond movies, and that series started in 1962. So Marvel's doing just fine.
Totally. Do we have some super chats left, Rob? Or are we?
I don't think so. I think Paul Nolan. Thank you, Paul, about everything everywhere, and I think that's it. I think that is we come to the end.
We're wrapping up
I made the chat get all political. Everyone's all getting all political on me. That doesn't mean they're not coming for our movies, people. I'm just saying.
And how was it, Rob, to driving the John Compere show for our show?
It was interesting.
I heard somebody was nervous.
I was a little nervous. I think Chris is going to host tomorrow, and that should be fun.
Okay. Oh, you switch.
Yeah, I think we're going to switch off. So that's going to be fun. I mean, and that's good. I think that John wants to make sure that we're covered. I think Chris is great on camera, so it'll be fun. She can now host. I look forward to that.
Nice.
I like everyone's saying when I switched over to me that they couldn't hear you. I got to figure that out one day.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's all good. All good.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
by the way, Tim Hads wants to know how much did the Dune box set cost?
It costs €100, Tim.
So is that about $140?
No, about 110. It's probably 1-to-1 at the moment.
So what's my tab with you now? About $3,000?
Let me just. We will get to that, Rob. If you do your big blockbuster, I'm still waiting.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Wait. Dieter, come back. So you talk money and suddenly you disappear. Come back. You clicked off. I lost you. Come back. Come back, Dieter. Come back, Nikki. Come back. Where are you? Dietz, where'd you go? Well, Dieter has left Let's Get Physical Media. Maybe we are talking about too many sensitive subjects today. Where did you go, Dieter? Where have you gone, Dieter Bastian? Come back to me. Maybe something happened. I don't know. Well, Dieter, if you're not going to come back, I'm going to end the show. I guess I'll have to end the show. Hang on, maybe let me disconnect this and now reconnect it. And let me see. Nope. I disconnected, reconnected. He's not there. Dieter, where are you? Oh, he's back. You're back. Hang on, wait. Now, what happened? What did you do?
I opened the exchange rate converter to see what the price was. €100 is $105, so it's almost one to one.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
I closed the Wirecast window, Rob.
Man,
Sorry.
well, because we all missed you.
You see what I get from alcohol-free beer, drinking alcohol-free beer.
You know what? If you
pushing the wrong buttons.
If you drank, you know what? Geek of One says Cinderella is a 1977 softcore porn classic, and it inspired Tom Kiefer and company to name their hair metal band the same. That might be something that
didn't know that
Charles Band did. I don't know that, but I'm a big fan of I love 70s porn. Is that something I can say? There's some good 70s porn on Blu-ray, like Barbara Broadcast. I'm a big fan of a filmmaker named Radley Metzger, who made a lot. I love European softcore movies like Licorice Quartet, or The Score, or The Image that he made, and then he went on and made some great. He changed his name to Henry Paris, and started directing hardcore, and he made like Barbara Broadcast. 70s porn's the best porn because it was funny, it was cheeky, and
don't forget, Rob, my little secret tip considering porn the movie pleasure that I really would recommend.
I need to see that.
Out.
Yeah, I will seek that out. So I've not seen. I'm not a fan of like Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella, but hey, Chris Grossnickel says Big Bush, huh, Rob? You know what? Bush porn's good. But it doesn't, it's good. So, and Chris, this beer is delicious. Apparently I'm still repping because you're not even done with your non-alcoholic beer, are you?
No, a little bit left.
Yeah, see, I'm on my second beer because it is, in fact, this is my actual birthday. So
I told you drink for both of us. So for me, just one.
I've never met a German. You're that doesn't have real
One disappointment more in the bucket list, Rob.
No, you're not disappointing. You're not disappointing. All good.
Okay.
Chris Smith says, Jesus, Rob. Hey, man, if you're watching movies, I mean, I grew up haven't you seen Boogie Nights? Porn in the 70s was art, man. It was art.
I really want to know what you think about Pleasure when you get around.
I have to. I will watch Pleasure. I have to get that. That's one I have to get.
So von meiner Perspektive, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen. Now, Dieter, you're doing some other streaming on the internet, aren't you, with other people other than myself?
Seldomly, but sometimes with Paul from Twinflix. He asked me to come on the show, who has a physical media show itself. Yeah. A little bit with we covered the Arcane series, which we can wait for the second season.
I was going to ask, where can people find you on physical media? I mean, on physical media. Where can people find you on the internet?
On the internet, of course, here with you is the PGS community. And on Instagram as DB Deeds. Everyone who wants to follow me there can do just that.
That's good. All right.
Okay.
And I guess that brings us to an end. This is our Order 66 show. We're going to look. I didn't kill any Jedi, but I was able to take out a few clone troopers. So this he's gone. You're out. You're out, buddy. Although this guy did come for me. He did.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, isn't that cool? It's Sideshow. It's not even Hot Toys. It's Sideshow. But gotta love that.
Very cool.
So, yeah. Anyway, I guess that brings us an end to our Order 66 show.
Little bit thanks to our moderators. We totally forgot.
Yep, I have not forgotten them. I want to thank we have Lord Toth. Lord Toth is here. Tom Jr. Jackson, the king of the goof people, the goof Mr. the Emeritus. Justin Toner is here, and all of you guys doing a fine job of moderating. And I got all political, so I'm sure people are all pissed. Somebody said I don't know who it was. I saw someone say that I was friends with the Chinese people that believe in censorship. Look, I'm friends with people all around the world, but I'm not friends with anybody. I mean, I'm friends with people that might believe in censorship because we don't all feel the same way, but I do not support censorship in any way, shape, or form. So ideas are just ideas, and bad ideas will evolve out of the public consciousness. So I think that's something. Ron C. Ron C. just sent me $50. Said, Rob, editing. Too much footage, good editing, or less footage, the best. Thoughts? Oh, that's interesting. That is a very good question, Ron. So what Ron is asking is too much footage, at least from what I understand, is too much footage bad for editing, or is less footage the best? Well, here's the thing. It really depends what you're trying to do with the footage. For instance, with Tango Shalom, the more dance footage that we had, the better off we were because we had more choices. We could edit. So for action scenes,
you don't have 8 cameras like Michael Bay shooting the.
Yeah, dance. I mean, I think Michael Bay does what he calls shooting for the edit. Here's my thing. I always want more footage. Editors always want more footage to edit from. But what I want is I want the filmmakers, when I'm editing, to have shot with intent. Because I understand what Michael Bay is doing. He came out of the music video world, and here's the big secret about music videos. You shoot as much stuff as you can, and then you put it together. You've got, usually the band will carry you along by doing vocals. But with imagery on music videos, you can string whatever images you want together, unless you're telling some kind of a linear story. But you find meaning by putting 2 disparate shots together, and suddenly you've juxtaposed something, and you've created meaning where there was none. But with a movie, with a story, it doesn't matter to me about how much footage you get. I just want people to have a certain intent behind it, so they understand what they're shooting. Shooting a bunch of stuff and then getting in the edit bay and trying to figure it all out is not necessarily the best way to tell a story. Even though like someone like Michael Bay does that, because when you're shooting action scenes, the more footage you have, the better off you are, because it gives you a lot of choices. But let's say you're shooting a dialogue scene, or you're shooting a suspense scene or something, it's always better to have some intent behind it. That doesn't mean you can't change things in the edit bay, but at least give me some footage. At least show me that you know what you're doing. There's a vision behind what's being shot. So I always want more editing, or more footage, but I'd rather have directorial intent behind the footage.
And considering shooting, since we talked a little bit about, Chris Stuckman has started his production on Shelby Oaks. He's now in day 4, I believe. Day 4 or day 5. He has started production. He has the first days behind him.
Has he said how it's going?
He has a little bit of a video on his channel, Rob, about a pre-production phase.
Oh, nice.
A 5-minute beauty video. But he has started. He is at day 4, I believe, considering his first week.
Yeah, no, that's
so the train is rolling for him.
Yeah, no, it is. By the way, Kevin W. Clark says, I really want to get the JBL 9.1 surround sound system. It's amazing sound. Yeah, our friend Connie Sang used to work for JBL.
Yeah.
The system that I picked up was a Klipsch system. I think that's how you pronounce it, Klipsch. And I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty spectacular.
Nice.
And then like in our house where we use sound bars and stuff, but you can't sound bars, even though I have a Dolby, thanks to Connie, I have a Dolby Atmos sound bar. It's not the same when you have dedicated channels. And when I have this all set up, people have wanted me to do a video showing what's in here, which I will do. So they can see everything.
Okay.
All right, sir. And on that note, we're out, buddy.
Yeah. And considering the John Campea show, I leave you like we say on Star Trek. Rob, you have the bridge. Considering as far he is not back, you have the bridge.
Tomorrow Chris Carr will sit in the center seat.
Bridge.
I look forward to that, because then I can just lean back and chill. So, all right, my friend. It's a fine show.
See you next week.
I'll see you next week, and it'll be fun.